Well, wow, guys, has this been some kind of a week? Beth and I have gotten called in to have to do something that is totally out of our wheelhouse, something we've never had to do before. It's kind of been crazy, but in a good way. Been a lot of learning. So wonder what I'm talking about? Watch this video. It's a pretty cool story. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Boy, have I got a story to share with you guys, and I've got somebody to introduce you to, and I dare you not to fall in love with this little fella after about 20 seconds of seeing him on camera. Anyway, let me give you a quick backfill of what happened this week. My oldest boy has goats, little pygmy goats, and he was called out of town, and one of them gave birth. One of the mamas gave birth. And anyway, she, for some reason, shunned off this little fella. He's cute as a button. And anyway, there was nobody here to step in and take care of this little dude. So me and my wife got called to duty. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know nothing about goats, or I didn't at the time. Before I go any farther, I want to say a huge thanks out to my neighbor Wendy, who they have a bunch of goats, and we gave her a call, and oh my God, was she wonderful in educating us on what we needed to do. So I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Hey, I do want to say, if this is your first time tuning in, Project Next is all about knocking out projects one by one. As I work, I learn things, and I always try to share with you. And boy, speaking of this week's project, we're taking care of this little dude. Boy, have we learned a lot, and I've got a lot to share with you. So hey, come on in the house, and I'm going to introduce you to this man. Can't wait for you to meet him, and I'm going to share with you all the things we learned this week. It's pretty cool. So guys, I'm going to swing the camera around and introduce you to this little fella. Ain't that the cutest little thing you ever saw? So he is now just a little over, or not quite a week old. When we got him, he was barely a day old. And boy, did we go through a first night with this little fella. He's the sweetest thing in the world. We have just gotten so attached to him. Of course, we are just temporary foster parents for him. We'll be keeping him till probably the middle of this week, no more than next weekend. And there is a new goat farm coming up that he will be going down and will be their stud goat. So he's got a whole new life coming for him shortly, but and he'll be heading out. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys all the different things that we learned this week. Man, taking care of him, it was really something. So on night one, he was in okay shape, but it could have went either way. Again, we spoke with our neighbor, and she was so wonderful about information. And she kind of walked us through the things to see, the things to look for, and on how to get him through the night. The biggest thing is on new baby goats, they don't want to eat at first. And so there are things that you can do to help stimulate that. And let me walk into the kitchen real quick, and I will show you guys what we ended up using. So one of the things we had, which is a colostrum mix that you just mix with water, and that was the main food for him for the first couple of days. I'll swing the camera around and I'll show you what this looks like. Again, we just mixed this up, and this was the main thing that we fed him with the bottle, and again, he did not want to take it. There was a couple of times during the night that he would really start getting puny, and you could tell he could have gone south on us. But there's another thing that you can use, and it's this gel colostrum mix, and this stuff right here is miracle stuff. It's a little bit of, it's almost like toothpaste. It squirts out like it's a gel, and we would squirt out about this much, and when he would go to cry and open his mouth and go, bah, that's when we would put it in on his tongue, and you would see him kind of look around, and then he would be going like, man, you could see him working it in with his tongue, and he would swallow it. And within about 15 or 20 minutes, this stuff would perk him up, and it also stimulates his appetite, and then he would finally go ahead and eat. But he would only do just a little bit at a time. And so we just had to work with him. My wife stayed up with him the first night. She slept on the couch beside him. And she was there, and every couple hours she was up, feeding him and taking care of him, and got him through that first critical night. Okay, also with the feeding, I wanted to show you guys the products that we use. Now I know earlier I showed you about the Colostrum Supplement. Now we use this for about 2 days. They say 1 day, but we actually, with the age we got him and the time that we got him, we went ahead and used this into day number 2. And then after that, we transitioned over to this product. This mixes with water as well. And this is just the milk replacer since, you know, he's not getting it from his mom. And man, I can tell you, and you'll see here in the video, boy, now that he has gotten a few days older, again, at the first day or two, the day 1, him fighting the bottle was really bad. He did not want to take it. Then when we got into day 2, it was not fighting it as bad. And now, boy, when he latches on, I mean, he drinks it big time. And he'll suck down quite a few ounces at a time. And you can even feel his belly, you know, it's getting round and full. You can tell he's grown just in the short period he's been with us. It's been kind of cool to see. So anyway, I wanted to share again. We started off with this and then migrated to this, and this is what he's doing now. And ever since then, he has just been getting better and better and better. He's getting stronger and growing. And so he's just been a treat to deal with, and he's been, I mean, it's been work, but it's been a really cool learning experience. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce this fella to you guys. Now, I will share, now my wife doesn't want me to tell you guys this part, it's so funny, but I want to tell you guys everything that we learned. So obviously if you got one end going in, you got another end coming out, and there is a thing that people in the goat world, and I'm not trying to be gross on you guys, but they call it sticky butt. And for goats, they can't control that, and it just comes out. It's not that bad. But if you don't take care of the other end, it can really cause them problems because it'll crust over very quickly, and then they can't get the stuff out, and then that causes problems. Now, normally the mama takes care of all that because she shunned him off. That was just part of the responsibility we had too of taking care of that. Wasn't that bad, but that's just another thing that we learned as far as what you have to do to take care of them. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce you guys to him. Again, he'll be heading out here sometime this week, and we'll be saying goodbye to this little old fella. But it has been a pretty wild week in our household, and just learning something total out of our wheelhouse. And so you know, one thing I always try to do, especially with the channel, is when we learn something new, share that with you guys. So hope you guys found that pretty interesting. Again, it's been a pretty wild week. Well, guys, I sure hope that you enjoyed meeting Mr. Little Goat Man there. He has been a trip to deal with this week, and it has definitely been a learning experience. Not going to say when he leaves. I mean, we're going to miss him, but it's going to be nice getting some sleep again. So anyway, listen again, if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time checking in, thanks so much for tuning in and welcome. Please consider smacking that subscribe. I try to do 2 uploads a week, always trying to bring information of things we learn as we do all these projects, and I'd love to have you guys come along. For now, we're going to finish up for today. Thanks again for tuning in, and you guys have a great week. Stay safe, and we will talk at you soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.